This is a quick video showing you how to change the light bulbs in your VW Up. These are the main headlamps. That's these ones right here. So if you noticed, there's a separate bulb in there, both for your low beam and your high beams. You need to check your car both on low beam and high beam. If you see no light, you need to buy a set of these H4 bulbs, H4, and you need to replace them. First steps first, we have to open the bonnet. Just inside your car, if it's a UK car, on the passenger side, you'll find this lever. Having popped the hood, there's a little latch just under here on the right hand side. You give that a pull, it'll open, and then on here there's this handy stand. Fold that down and in place, and it just slots in like the actual bulb manifold itself is just here. You've got three main parts. You've got this rubber seal, you've got this cabling, and then you've got the bulb itself, which the cabling is connected to. Disconnecting the cable from the bulb actually proves very, very difficult. So the easiest way I've found is to fold out this piece of rubber, so then you've got some purchase. So we just take these tabs and you just pull the rubber off the fitting. Now if you can get it to flip inside out, you can make yourself have a slightly easier life. So you see I've turned it inside out. We've now got a backwards fold. Now if you peer in here, you can see this tiny little catch just here. There are two prongs that are holding the bulb in place. So the one that's on top, you're going to pull towards you. The one that's on bottom, you're going to push away from you, ideally at the same time. You'll have to push them down towards the front of the car before you can pull them up, because they lock in place. There we are, you can see they're loose. Then there's nothing holding the bulb in place, you just need to get the rubber over these pieces of metal. Having moved the catch over to the right hand side, you have the bulb free, and you should be able to, if you carefully pull it back, get it out. And then you have a bulb, a backwards rubber seal, and then this wire holding it in. This wire here, this white wire, you just need to pull from the bulb. It is attached extremely tightly, so you'll think it's impossible, but if you just wiggle it left and right, it'll eventually come loose. I'm going to have to put the camera down so I can show you. If you're finding it too difficult to pull the cable out, you can flip the rubber back in the direction it is, and it gives you a bit more purchase on the bulb without being near this sharp metal edge. Then you can pull it like this with your two hands. As they start to pull apart, you'll see you've got three prongs here, and then they should just separate, and you'll have the bulb completely separate and the cable. You can then remove the bulb from the rubber and take your new bulb out of your packaging. To get the bulb out of the rubber, you just need to pull it, and it'll come through this slot in the middle, like so. I can throw this one away. If you look inside this bulb, you can see there are two filaments. The one in the top right hand corner is no longer attached to anything. See this one in the top left, that's still wired up. The one in now the bottom right is no longer attached. That's the low beam. Here is the new bulb. You'll notice it's exactly the same as the bulb we've just thrown away with three pins, but if you look closely, this one has both filaments attached, so it's going to work. So what we need to do is disregard the cable for now. The cable we don't need, and we're just going to fit the bulb into its fitting in here. But when you go to place the bulb, you need to make sure that the catch is completely out of the way, and then you'll insert it with the top pin facing towards you. You'll see there are tiny little holes on the outside, and on the VW Up the bulb actually leans slightly, so you can see it slots in there. It's gone in all the way, but it's actually tilted slightly to the left here. Then these two catches come down and around this piece of metal, and that holds that bulb in place. That's now in place as it should be. The next step is to take the piece of rubber and slide it back over the bulb. You need to make sure you get a nice good seal here. This is what keeps the water out. So once you've got that piece of rubber with the nice seal, you can just see here there's the three prongs. So then we just need to take that cable and attach it back on. It should slide on much easier than it went off, but make sure to slide it all the way down. There we are, that's all the way on there. And that is the job done. So we go to the car and turn on its headlights. See this bulb we've just replaced. That's its low beam. And we flick on the headlights. There is the high beam just there. You'll notice it takes up much more of the frame. That's because there's that guard in that bulb that I showed you before. So that's it, job done. To lower the bonnet, you simply tilt it back slightly and then pop this guard out of the way and the bonnet will close.